Do you know what? To go back, I told these, because I was doing it so bad in the car, saying words the wrong way. I was meant to be born with Down syndrome. Yeah. So.
I was meant to be born with Down syndrome. How were you meant to be born with Down syndrome? Hello, welcome back. Episode 23 of the What's Happening podcast. This week we got the number right. As always, brought to you by Orange County CBD. Throw them on the screen. As always, use code Happenin25. You get 25% off all orders, whether that's your CBD oils, your fucking vape liquids, your jellies, anything CBD related. Code Happenin25 gets 25% off. Boom.
And we're also sponsored by the lovely T-Trade, as always. If you want to get involved in crypto, this isn't just a Forex blag shit no more. If you actually want to get properly involved into crypto, she does courses on how to get out of debt, and then she teaches you on how to get good in crypto. So sign up in the link tree and in the bio.
She's got books as well, you know.
She's got books, yeah.
On
so
like debt management, money management, understanding money. It's a full education on currency.
Virtual currency.
Link in the description.
Invisible currency, you know.
Currency that you can't hold.
It still baffles me, crypto, you know. It's mad,
Don't get it.
It's just made up, innit? It's all just made up, though.
Like again, no, so is money.
It is like, because I used to say this,
valid
like,
point.
It's all about capital, innit? Like, it's all about fucking raising capital and all that. Because, like, I always sit there and go, you know what, right? Like, the likes of Africa, they're on their ass, just print out and give them it. But you can't do it, you know what I mean? You can't just print pure.
That's a thing that you can do. That's a thing that you can do. It's called quantitative easing, but like it fucks up the economy when you do it. Because if you just bang money into the economy, the exchange rate will just shoot right down. So you've got more money than you should have.
Yeah.
Smart.
By the way, I've got a question for any of our female viewers. Right, this is completely. I just felt me head and it's gone dead flying. It's going very slow. Like this. Like, honestly,
it's not gonna easy this time.
Like in the car.
I couldn't.
Showers back on.
And all that. The boy is fixed.
Coconut oil.
Serious question though, for any of our female viewers. My hair goes dead dry and it goes half frizzy and it gets all tangled. I'm not even messing. If you can suggest,
what salon just go to?
Yeah, no, if you can suggest like a good hair oil or a good conditioner, please comment below.
I'll order something. I get me bed, this red one from like Sally's salon. It's like a fucking wholesaler's.
Flying.
It's boss lad. I'll get you one.
Fuck you then, Gary's boxing into you right there.
It's not for his bed though.
It's for his cube.
I use it on my arse beard all the time.
Lad, I'm getting. Do you know what's horrible, lad? Right, I'm getting a proper hairy bum more than a proper hairy.
It's horrible.
You're only just getting one.
No. I've got one, but like I'm scared.
It's got the one strand.
Just the one hair.
Yeah.
If I slip, I don't want.
He's got Rapunzel coming down.
Lad, no, but the thing is,
have you never shaved it properly though?
I have done that, and like the whole time I was like,
when it's growing back, it's like
twitching.
you're getting fingered by a nettle.
Honestly, it feels like I'm getting my ass
well, you
scrammed by shoe
accidentally
back.
clip yourself, and then you've got like that awful.
Have you ever done that
like
shaving your balls? Oh, lad, I used to rob me dad's fucking
your bag, mate.
Yeah, lad, I used to rob me dad's fucking face shaver and like it had a little flick up bit that go and it was like a proper beard trimmer, and I used to just shave my pubes with it, and lad, I've done it a good few times. I'd be shaving my balls, lad, and I just
put Nike-Tex into
his
cabs and
everything. I just feel a hair pull and I go ah! And I'd look down and there'd be blood pissing out my ball back, lad. It was horrible.
Talking about hairs pulling, right, I had a can of Red Bull the other day. I went like that to take a swig, and one of my muzzy ears got caught in the little fucking tab. And I was just going. It's gone like that. Fuck off, right out. You know when you go dead like.
Oh, by the way, James is back as well.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
James,
back.
Thanks for coming back. A little bit of news as well. It's not really news, but it's news. If ever any of us usual four can't make it, James is going to be the regular standing, so expect to be seeing a bit more of James around as well. If you don't like him, fuck you.
Only because we're all skint and he's tilled up to fuck, so we're just going to lean on him to pay for the studio.
That is what it is. That is what it is, James.
At least you're honest.
Honesty is the best policy, lad, isn't it?
I love how you said this on the podcast.
Yeah.
You can't refuse now. Yeah.
Under pressure.
Speaking of received, where's the 400 quid, James?
I'm talking about it.
Right. What we want to speak a little bit on today as well, purely because it's going viral and we want to get views. There's no other reason. I actually don't care about it that much.
Every girl turn off now, by the way.
Stay tuned, because I want to hear your opinions, because I've been here and said mixed reviews on him, right? Everyone's speaking about it at the minute. Andrew Tate, right? He's a fucking multi-millionaire.
So I don't know if you
businessman.
remember, like a good few episodes ago when I said I seen some clip of some fella, and it was Andrew Tate I was referencing.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Right, so if you don't know who he is, which I highly doubt, he's a fucking multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Him and his brother, they've been on like reality TV shows. I don't know whether his brother was, but I know Andrew Tate was like a world champion kickboxer and all shit like that. And then all of a sudden, he came out of nowhere. You can't scroll 5 videos on TikTok without seeing him. And the thing is, right, like, I've heard all sorts about him. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. I want to know what you think of him. Because I'm not going to say
He's just a
anything
bit of both, though, lad, innit?
Because if
Do you know what
anyone
I mean?
gets in shit, I don't want it to be me.
So I think he speaks the truth too much that people aren't used to it anymore. That's what I personally think, lad.
The thing is, like, the way you look at it, if the opinions that Andrew Tate was putting out on the internet were in conversation 20 years ago, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
It's because of how far societies came along,
100%.
and now he's just got old school views, and he's got the power of the internet to fucking plaster
And everyone
on
can have a
everyone's
viewpoint on
screens and all
everything
that.
nowadays.
Yeah.
So people who wouldn't have been interested in that conversation can now have a viewpoint on
I
it.
think that's the worst part, though, because there's two sets of people, and there's one who you're allowed to have an opinion on.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to say what you can have. Like, we can have a discussion, you respect the opinion, we'll move on, go do some research, and that's that.
Yeah.
Or you've got the people who let you have the opinion, but they don't like your opinion.
Yeah.
So you
It's
need
not-
to conform to
They'll
their...
let you
Yeah,
have an
yeah,
opinion,
yeah.
but you've got to hear theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not
You know
even
what I
hear
mean?
theirs, you've got to conform to their
Their
opinion.
Exactly.
opinion,
So
yeah.
instead of, I know two
But
mates
that's the
of
thing.
mine,
But that's the thing, though, right? You've got to conform to their opinion. The whole meaning behind the word opinion's fucking
it's
redundant.
different.
Everyone's got their
I
own
could
opinion,
happily-
lad,
Have you
yeah.
seen the videos, right? These will stick out. You've got DC and Marvel, and it's on Lab Bible. They sit them across the table, they've got a pint glass, and they've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
a
yeah.
Yeah,
strong
I'm on
tea.
them. I know
yeah.
exactly what
So
you mean.
I could happily have a conversation with someone who was the complete opposite to me, hated
100%,
everything about
yeah.
me. Have a conversation.
Yeah.
They respect each other's opinions.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I'm a straight there.
are you a comedian? Yeah.
Hey, so, sorry, dead quick, so I'm having a straight tonight. Remember the game One Bounce?
Yeah,
The
The greatest game of all
the greatest
time.
game of all
Do you
time,
reckon- by
right?
the way, do you reckon kids still play One Bounce?
No.
Because I reckon that's gone,
No,
lad.
no,
I still
no.
It's
play
like
One Bounce.
Kirby.
They might
It's
just
like
play
Kirby,
virtual
no
One Bounce.
You
I
just
don't know
play
if that's a
getting nuts
thing.
by the
Yeah,
fucking half
One
hour.
Yeah, One Bounce, yeah. But
But
anyway.
no, but I remember playing One Bounce one time, and then me and this lad fucking, it was like, just me and him playing, it was like the final, and we couldn't decide who'd won, and someone went, have a straightener, meaning like
Fight.
a one-off One Bounce game, but where I
okay.
was from, a straightener was a scrap.
straightener, yeah,
So I was
He
like,
threw his
I
bag
was
down.
ready to go, mate. I was throwing fucking hands and everything. He was like, what are you doing, lad? I went, he said, have a straightener. He went, nah, it just means like a one-on-one One Bounce. I went, that's what we were fucking doing in the first place. Fucking straightener.
You just call that a match.
Yeah.
Not a fucking straightener.
A fucking straightener,
That's
lad.
the game itself.
For the violence.
I started sharpening my knives and everything. I was like, he's getting it, lad.
No
He's
one
getting
sits down
shit.
in chess and said, let's have a straightener.
Yeah.
Come Ed.
have it,
You
no.
move that pawn, it's on, lad.
Imagine watching the Queen's Gambit. You start volleying people like that. What, lad? Savvy little
Right,
dickhead.
going back to Andrew Tate,
Yeah.
right? My opinion on Andrew Tate. Now, I've seen loads of videos about of him talking on like various podcasts, doing different interviews. I think, right, a lot of
He
what
was
he
touched
says,
by his half fella.
100%,
I think
100%.
if you go back and if you were to actually look into like his childhood, genuinely speaking, from like a psychological
I
perspective,
actually think I've heard one of his interviews when he's talking about his trauma in his childhood.
yeah, but I've not seen anything on that, but I based on what on a lot of the things he says,
And his behaviours.
I would be happy to put money on the fact that not that he had an abusive childhood, but that maybe his dad was a little bit distant, and that's why he's
His
so
alpha-
sort of thing.
His our fellow was like an what's it called, like a champion chess player. So his our fella could play chess.
Chess master, and so is he,
Yeah.
apparently.
His our fella could play chess in the other room by just saying C4, F6, whatever, and win him every time.
The thing is, though, right, and some of his opinions, I agree with and I respect, and some of them are just so far-fetched and I think you're an absolute dickhead.
Do you know what
But
I think it is?
I
Go on.
think he's playing up to the cameras as well.
Yeah,
at times.
100%.
Like,
And
he's
that's
just-
what people don't understand. I don't think
100%.
people don't understand that side of him. You think everything he's saying is truth, and it's not. It's to get a
Yeah.
reaction
It's
for
business.
his actual
It
content.
really, it's like
He's on
take Jake
4.4
Paul, for
million
instance.
followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's knows what he's doing.
Take
Doesn't
Jake
he
Paul,
post
for
on it?
instance. Everyone hates Jake Paul, especially in England. Everyone
Yeah.
cannot stand him. But he does what he does for purely for business.
for
It gets you in
reaction,
front
yeah.
of the cameras. He can then up his money to go, okay, well, I've now got this many followers. You're paying me
Yeah.
this much money.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, of
all
course,
business at the end.
course.
If
Smart,
you've
lad.
got a
Smart.
platform,
Yeah.
it's smart business.
Yeah, I think now whenever I've heard Andrew Tate specifically speaking about like business and like discipline and stuff like that. On them topics in particular, I personally can't disagree with them.
Yeah.
But it's whenever I'm speaking about like women, that's when I'm a bit like he was saying if you've got a girlfriend, you can't let her go out with her friends because that's when women start doing this and doing that, and it's like that's when you start going, all right, lads. And I think that's where a lot of people have sort of switched off on him.
And that's the thing, they hear one opinion, disagree with, and then disregard everything.
Disregard everything else, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, no, like it's obviously, as you said, James, he's obviously doing it just for he's doing it. If he wasn't so like extreme in everything that he said, people wouldn't watch him.
No,
he is doing it
100%.
for the attention.
He doesn't even have a TikTok account, you know. Every video that gets put on TikTok isn't even him.
It's from a podcast, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. So there was a post that come out last week, which is why this is all surfaced within the last week, of an account on Instagram trying to cancel him, and then they went into his backstory that he's, you know, there's been stuff happening in Romania for sex trafficking and all that stuff. It's like, fair enough, that's where it's come from, but as you said, he actually doesn't really have a platform. He just goes on people's podcasts.
Everyone does it for him.
People are trying to cancel that, and it's like, do you know what? You shouldn't cancel him because 30% of what he says is true for men. Young men suffer more in this society than women do.
100%.
Women don't, you know, I can outright say women do not want that conversation. As soon as you bring it up, it's a bit, you know, sticky ground for them, treading on ice. They don't want that conversation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what he's saying is true. The other 70%, as we've agreed, is out of line, out of order.
I reckon he says it to that extreme so that we understand the basis of his argument. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, like, say, like, I can't just think of one off the top of my head, but like the way that he goes to that extreme of being like such a misogynist is to get the basic man up, lad. Do you know what I mean? 100%. Like that's the message he's saying.
But at the same time, I hate that saying of man up.
I know.
Yeah.
That's an old school saying.
That's
an old school saying.
It's not a good, because I feel like obviously like I think I actually seen a clip of him actually, and he was saying about like
depression's not a thing, he said, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's like that's when But
this is where he contradicts himself, like, 'cause he sits there going, depression's not a thing, you can't feel down, you can't feel out.
Then he says about men's mental health being neglected by women.
Yeah, but then him and his brother told a story on a podcast the other week about how fucking shit they were and down in the dumps they were, and they 100%. Didn't have any money, and they were hanging around the KFC collecting people's leftover chicken to survive because they had no money to buy food and all that. And I was like,
but do you know where I reckon that comes
sitting there
from?
robbing food out of KFC, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know where I reckon that comes from? Just off what I'm saying then, the way that he said that he says it to that extreme is that I think he's trying to get the message across is don't accept that you're depressed anymore. No, like try and fight it.
But I think it's a defense mechanism as well.
Yeah, no,
that's absolutely what it is.
It's easier to be down in the dumps and just carry on being down. So much easier, isn't it?
That's where you got to switch your mentality.
You do, lad. That's what I think he's
when
trying
he's
to say.
Speaking on like mentality and as I said like business and motivation and discipline, that's when I go, do you know what? Fucking good point.
Yeah, he's a champion in his
he knows his stuff, lad.
It's when he starts getting into social issues when it's like, all right, lad, like shut up.
But then circling it back around to the business point of view, if he just sits there and just talks all about like the business and stuff and all that, he becomes stagnant. People go, all right, that's all he's about. So he'll just go business. It sounds to rape people. Everyone goes, wow, what's going on, lad? That's fucking out of order. His algorithm goes bang, bang, bang. He's right at the top of the charts again. Yeah. Business.
Yeah, and
he'll drop a bomb every now and then where all the fucking algorithms on all the platforms go fucking nuts, put him at the #1 spot. Yeah. Then he's got everyone watching him again. Yeah. So I reckon it's strategic what he does. He's definitely the most
famous person in the world now. On the internet, I'd say. Yeah. I can't not see his face.
The only thing that I can't stand his accent,
it's a proper hybrid.
Yeah,
it's like American English and
fucking
knows what else.
Midlands or something like that.
It's like either be American or don't, lad.
Yeah.
Just pick.
I want a visa, but I'm asking.
Is it Chicago or is it Luton?
Yeah. Stop smoking cigars, you little scruffy cunt.
Yeah.
He is just a bit of a mad guy, lad, because obviously, like...
Yeah, because he used to smoke his half a cigar.
Like, it's just madness, like it... I don't know, like I personally...
fighting Jake Paul, innit?
That won't happen.
That would be a massive fight, though.
It's...
both teams... No, because Jake Paul's thing, he was like backed out, and our kid told me today that those two...
How are you going to say our kids and he'll step in?
No, do you know what it is, though, lad? You've got to look
said that, though.
Yeah. Can he fight for £50?
Here's why he won't fight Jake Paul, right? Because... And hear me out on this.
Hear me now.
He's a world champion K1 fighter and kickboxer.
He can fucking scar.
Right? So if he goes in there and sparks Jake Paul out...
I don't reckon he could, though.
Which he would.
I don't reckon he would, lad.
Which he
I
would.
don't reckon he would, lad. I reckon boxing's different. Boxing's
but
different, lad.
It's
a different stance.
Yeah, but lad, he's...
I reckon it's different.
There's a difference between him and
Tyron
Tyron Woodley. Because
I
Tyron
still
Woodley...
think there's a lot of corruption in that
Hear
fight.
me out on this, right?
Could be defo, because I dropped his hands, didn't
Tyron
he?
Woodley was a monster in the
Yeah, but
fucking
he dropped his
UFC.
hands.
No. Listen. Tyron Woodley was a short, stocky wrestler with a good overhand right. He was never a boxer.
Yeah.
All he had was that overhand right. So in
When
a
people are
boxing
gassed
match,
from grappling,
in a boxing match,
big
he was
hand.
always going to lose. When he fought Jake Paul, he was already on a 5-fight losing streak in the UFC. That's why he got cut.
Yeah.
Right, circling back to Andrew Tate dead quick. Right, this is why that fight with Jake Paul won't happen. He's a world champion kickboxer multiple times. Yeah. If he goes in there and sparks Jake Paul out, which in reality he would, people are going to go, well in, lads. Like, and what? You're a fucking world champion kickboxer and you've just sparked some kid out who's a fucking YouTuber. Right, so he gains nothing from beating him. But if he goes in there and by chance Jake Paul puts one on his chin and puts him a kip, it's going to be you're a world champion kickboxer and you're just being beat by him. That's a lose-lose situation for him.
You're talking about being a man, you've been fucking flattened.
Doesn't even need the money. Tyron Woodley done it for the money. Andrew Tate doesn't even need the money, lads. Probably richer than Jake Paul, I'd say. Who knows that? Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's probably got money.
I wonder,
some people have been saying he owes a lot of money to people, you know.
Andrew Tate does?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the stories about when he went into like a big casino, like fucking some mad country, and it was like, listen, I want to open a casino next door, or like down the road. And they were like, listen, if you can fucking get our biggest competitor to close down and all that, we will. And he like starts doing all moody shit and getting like casinos closed down and all that. So I've got no say.
So it's like
he is probably corrupt,
Elvis, as you watched the Elvis film.
No.
So it's okay, but take Elvis Presley's daughter, for instance. She's got all the rights to the songs. She owns the estate, which is worth like 120 million and all that. Yeah. And she's still minus 16 million in debt.
How, lad?
Exactly.
Because of Elvis.
Just for stuff that she's done in the past. So she sold the corporation. She did this. She did that. And she's now 16 million in debt with Hollywood and all the banks and credit card loans and stuff like that. So people have been starting to say that Andrew Tate is the exact same. It's like him. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street, isn't it?
Saying here, Andrew Tate's net worth is $250 million. He's
35.
He's 35 and his annual salary is 25 mil a year.
How much is Jake Paul's?
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I
reckon Tate's worth more, lad. He's got more assets.
Do you think?
He's got that business, hasn't he?
I don't know.
He's got that business, lad.
Says he's a commentator as well. What's he a commentator on?
Andrew Tate. Right-wing views.
That's quite surprising. It says... No, that's the fucking bullshit. Four websites. Four websites are saying he's worth 30 mil. Jake Paul. But then one's
he's worth well more.
But then one's just coming out saying he's worth 310.
But then what you worth's only your assets though.
Logan Paul's net worth is
money in the bank.
Logan Paul's got pure dough.
Paul's got more.
Yeah. In the bank they'll have more dough. In the bank Jake Paul and him will have more dough.
Even in assets.
I think.
Yeah. Do you think in assets as well?
I reckon so.
I don't think in assets of what? They've only got the...
But assets classes fucking Pokemon cards.
Assets classes absolutely anything.
Oh, so all the Pokemon cards that he's got and all that, they're assets, aren't they?
So Logan Paul's opened up his own...
Logan Paul's worth 45 mil, so Jake Paul...
Well more than that now. He's got Prime, lad. He's got that Prime. That's been sponsored by Arsenal. Yeah, but that's been sponsored by Arsenal. They're going to give you...
No, that's been here for close to 9 months now. It's only been available in America.
Apparently, off every 100 drinks sold, one of them's Prime now in the world. One of them's...
I've never seen it anyway.
1% of the market share is a lot, lad.
How's the selling?
A lot.
I've never seen it anyway.
To get an actual percentage of the market share.
To go back to that Andrew Tate, lad, I think... Because I seen a clip from the other day, it was on TikTok, and he said he's devised this 3-step plan to become the richest man in the world. He said... blowing up on social media and becoming a public figure was just step one of the plan. He said he's not even done with the first step yet. Yeah. So I think all of this, becoming a controversial figure, having as many people hating him as he's got loving him, is all. It's obviously all part of whatever plan that he's trying to devise.
He's always been like that.
It just
going to
depends
Big Brother and that.
You're on. Do you know what I mean? It really does.
Both of them did, but both of them have been on Big Brother.
He got kicked out, didn't he?
Yeah,
because he's a trained fighter. And he started arguing with someone and he turned like 5 lads against him. They were all fuming where they were like ready to swing digs. Yeah. And like he got called into like the fucking diary room or whatever and he was like, listen, he went, I'm a man. If one of them stepped to me, he said, I'm going to fucking flatten all 5 of them. So Big Brother made a decision if one of them kick off, he's going to flatten all 5 fellas and just bulldoze the house. We'll just get rid of you. Just got rid of them.
That's an alpha move.
What man chooses? Hey, by the way, what man chooses to be bald? Because he can grow hair, you know. He can grow hair, lads. I'm just saying.
He's got a skin-coloured swimming cap on the little bit. He's doing a backstroke on podcast like that.
It's a beige colour.
This is what I'm saying, lad. Any man
he's twisted, lad. He's gonna be
who chooses to be bald that can grow a full head of hair is a dangerous individual, lad. Anyone who intentionally
I wouldn't call it a full head of hair, lads. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Any
his hairline starts by the back of his ears.
His hairline starts in 1964, lad.
He's worth 250 mil, and that's the question.
Why are you bald?
Why are you?
Why'd you shave your head, lads?
Podcast and you're sat there for ages going. I'm gonna ask.
But the thing is now,
why are you bald, Andrew?
But
the
thing is now, because everyone's aware of him being bald, if he grew his hair now, he'd look like a proper nonce.
He would
mad.
He would be.
I was thinking about that by you driving up here, thinking if Danny cut his hair short again, I wouldn't be able to take you serious because I just know
you
Danny
look way
with
too young, lad. I remember when you had short hair, lad. You looked. I look young, but Danny looked young, lad.
Do you know what? I'm going to send the picture to you, Gary. I'm going to send it right now of me with short hair because I don't think anyone who watches this has ever seen me with short hair.
It's like the Milky Bar kid in nursery.
That is
it's like the pre-pubescent Milky Bar
like
kid.
Ellen DeGeneres, lad. Honestly, it was weird. It was dead weird, lad. Honestly, it didn't even look at the same kid. It's from a little while back now, lad. But it's just
how old are you now?
When was this, lad?
2020,
so I would have been 22, and I got Ellen.
I
got Ellen DeGeneres looking over my shoulder, because I look like Ellen DeGeneres when I had short hair.
Place the picture on the screen. Now, Gary.
Yeah, put it on the screen now, boom. But
so are you happy that lockdown happened then?
I
chance to grow your hair.
I
chance
grew
to
my
grow your
hair
hair
after
out.
lockdown.
You became a
After
man.
lockdown?
Did you grow your hair after lockdown?
Yeah.
Really?
I was still with my ex-beard, and I was I was like short hair, lad, and then me and her split up, and I was like, I'm gonna
fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm getting longer hair than you.
I'm growing hair, man. and then that was that, lad. But yeah, fucking lad, it was dead weird. But anyway, yeah, back to Andrew Tate. I just don't know, lad. I feel like I'd love him as a personal trainer, but I'd hate to be in a club.
How much do you charge? Like a miller fucking
I'd hate
minute?
to be in a club with him around women.
No,
Like, to be
100%.
quite frank,
Again,
man.
it goes back to what you were saying off camera about mentality-wise. So take this for instance. My mate said the other day that he had a conversation with his mate on Twitter who put up a tweet and he went, I'd love nothing more right now to be in a beer garden than in work while the weather was hot. And my mate has been on like this proper mental trip lately where he's like, he's smashing out, he's doing really well for himself and he's got goals. But he said to his mate, like, why have you got that mentality? I'm curious. And it's like, if you can't sit and work and appreciate you've got a job, you're earning money when others don't, and you're progressing in your life, why do you want to then go and spend 2 hours in the sun with a bunch of people and socialise where you can just go progress your own career?
Exactly, lad.
You know,
Exactly
your net worth,
that.
whatever you need to do. So it's that mentality trip around. I'd love to be around Andrew Tate for like a month.
I would.
See what I'd be able to learn.
You teach you certain things, lad, that you just don't get taught anymore, lad.
No.
Do you know what I think as well, though, lad? I think, like, you mentioned him earlier, before we started recording, like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
I see him get unprecedented
Who's
amount.
Jordan Peterson?
He's
like the Canadian. He's like skinny, got grey hair, lad, but he bloody speaks. Yeah,
You've definitely seen a clip of him on
Right.
TikTok, and he does a lot of like sort of, I wouldn't even say motivational speaking. I mean, I suppose it is in a way, but I think he was a psychologist, lad. He was like a psychology professor, and he spoke out about like how very sort of like.
Have you seen him?
Like
He's a clinical psychologist.
He's got like because he's spoken very openly about how toxic masculinity can exist, but also toxic femininity can also exist. Like he says, like a lot of these very, very, very extreme feminists now, he said like
it's gone too far.
Yeah,
way too
and
far,
in like and to an extent, lad, you can fully agree with them.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I've
not
never-
saying they're in the wrong,
I've
but
never
they're just fucking running with it and
like,
they're not slowing
yeah,
down.
And no
the
one
way-
can stop them because they don't want to like tread on.
Yeah.
But this is the
Well,
thing,
that's
like,
it's not equality anymore. It really is.
not.
It's superiority.
But this is the
more
thing.
than anything.
It is.
Like, I'm gonna tangent off a little bit. Like,
tangent all you want.
Love Island, right? So like every time
Jordan Peterson, Love Island,
every
such a
time,
relation.
every time Love Island's on, right?
Yeah.
And like the Tasha and Andrew situation, right? Stuff that Tasha was doing to Andrew, the gaslighting, the blackmailing, the emotional bullying, right? It goes unfucking seen. Like no one says
Couldn't
anything.
do this with
If a
girls on the
lad
shout
did that
and
on the
stuff,
show,
yeah,
mate, he'd be
100%.
kicked off the show.
That is
Do you know
sad.
what I mean? And that's not me being a fucking sexist knobhead. It's just society, like fucking. The women on shows like that get away with a bit more, do you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
the fucking emotionally blackmailing people and all that, and I think that's bullying. Like,
Well, do you know
If a
what
lad did
though?
it, he'd be
I
gone.
think like this is what I mean, lad. Like, I'm not saying that there's complete equality for men and women, because let's face it, lad, there isn't, and there is certain
You know what Jordan
like,
Peterson says? Yeah, though he says you can always strive for equality of opportunity, but you'll never get equality of outcome. It can't happen. Lad.
Exactly, lad. That is.
It's
so true, lad. But like, this is the thing. Like, there's certain things that men tend to get away with more. That if a woman done it, whether it's right or wrong, you go. And there's certain things that women have an advantage in. For example, which men don't. Like, I'm not saying that.
Lad.
I'm not saying that
Men and women are
there's inequality. But the thing is, though, with it, and this is just my opinion. Like, I could be chatting out my ass. I don't know, but this is just my opinion on it. Is like, I've lost track of where I was going with that.
but like the pay, equal pay and all that.
Yeah.
The world is still fucking miles behind where it needs to be. Yeah. Like, we're not equal enough, and women do deserve more fucking rights and deserve more out of society.
Which might come from the fact that men have always worked the job, so their professions just pay more just because of that.
Don't get me wrong, there's certain avenues like football. Yeah. Like, I know the women have just won the Euros and all that, and they're all banging on about how women should be equal pay to men in the football. No, they shouldn't, right? And it's because
not as many people are watching it, and it's not generating the money.
Yes, because of revenue, right? So the men's football game fucking sells out. Do you know what, right? I'm contradicting myself a little bit here, because the 3 highest attendances recorded this year were all women's football games. Twice in the Camp Nou and once in Wembley for the final.
That's actually sick.
So that's
but then could you base that on the price of the ticket? Do you know what I mean? Because then even if that's the most attended,
got to come from somewhere.
It's longevity and it's repeatability. So the men's game is constantly selling out. It's bringing revenue. Like, and the Everton fans always give Liverpool fans shit going, oh, your fans are Norwegian and all that. Yeah, all the season ticket holders are Irish or Norwegian, and it is moody.
Because it's more of a global fan base.
But it's not even just that, right? As a city, right? Do you want to sell 50,000 tickets to Scousers who live around the corner, who leave their house and now before kick-off turn up, watch the game, go home? You've made your ticket sales.
And don't spend any money.
If you sell 50,000 tickets to foreigners who are from Norway or Ireland, they've got to book a flight, book a hotel, scran taxis, bevies, constantly. They go to the fucking shop, they buy loads of merchandise. You've quadrupled your fucking your income straight away. Do you know what I mean? So it's a business move.
Going back to like the sort of difference in pay between men and women's football, you've got to look at it like this, and it's the same in like men and women's MMA. There's probably some world-class women football players, the same way there's some world-class women MMA fighters. But what you've got to bear in mind, which I've not seen people really.
He's gonna get so hated off.
No, listen, no, honestly.
I said this like, most controversial podcast.
One thing I've not seen anybody actually take into account when it comes to why aren't they getting paid the same and this and that is there is a difference in the quality of the sport between the men and women, and the only reason being is because, and I'm not saying it's right, but for years women didn't fight in MMA, women didn't play football professionally, so. What you've got to look at is, if you look at the men's game, football, or
if you put it on a timeline, the start dates are massively different. So it's that time to grow.
What you've got to look exactly that is what I'm going to say. So, like, if you watch men's football from 100 years ago,
or UFC 1,
you'd go, these are shite.
Yeah.
You look at men's football now,
it's adapted.
It's evolved. So I'm not saying that there'll absolutely never be women footballers being paid the same as male footballers, but they've got to give that sport time to adapt the way the men's game did. And then once it gets to that point, which it will.
And listen, they're moving in the right direction.
They are, like, you know what I mean?
The American women's team get paid more than the American men's team.
Yeah, because the American men's team are all fucking gimps, lad.
When he signed the contract, like
fucking Christian Pulisic. Seen all the videos? Seen the videos like Pulisic and all that? He's just embarrassed. You're a wet wipe.
Do you know that's the soccer baller, pisses me off, lad? Do you know what winds me up? Whenever you hear Americans speaking about football and they genuinely believe that Christian Pulisic is the best footballer in the world, he's not even the best winger at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Yeah. He's not. I'm not.
He's got a game or two in him where he comes on, he's 100 mile an hour burst of energy like a little Duracell bunny, and then he just goes egging.
Should that light on there be red?
Yeah.
So I thought it just changed from green to red, and I was like, oh, you bastard.
Danny's epilepsy just kicked in there.
Yeah, like, it's just,
you know what mad colour.
It's just mad, lad.
Just got to give it time.
Just to summarise, lad, Andrew Tate, for example, if he was your life coach or your personal trainer, you'd fucking love him, but you probably wouldn't want to leave him in a room on his own with his daughter. That's a fact.
Don't want him doing the best man speech.
But the thing is, as you said about you'd like to be with him for a month or so to learn from him. It's people. There's only a handful of people, I believe, on this planet who have an elite mentality. Yeah. Right, because it's all good and well. Like, I've had multiple guests on the podcast. I had Mark Scanlon on the podcast. Like, Mark Scanlon is an absolute fucking incredible human being, right?
Come on the What's Happening podcast, man.
He's got incredible morals, incredible views, right? He's so mentally strong. And like he was giving me tips and advice on how to turn my life around and how to do it. And I was like on board. I was like, I'm game. I'm 100% in. And I just never done it because I just didn't have that mentality to push myself through them pain barriers. I was just like, I like my comforts. I'm going to be a fat lazy cunt again. I just didn't want to fight for it.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount of people who can go, do you know what? I'm going to fucking grind until I achieve it.
It is a certain mindset, lad.
Andrew Tate's got that mentality.
He has.
100%.
Like, he absolutely has, lad. But like, as we said before, lad, he's
sketchy
like,
as well.
You've got to have a reason to have that mindset, though, I think.
And the thing is with him is he's obviously playing up to the cameras, but that doesn't make what he's saying in some cases okay. It doesn't.
Oh, of course.
There is some things that he said, and if it was anybody,
if
if it was a footy player who come out and said he got fucking banged out of
ridiculed,
order.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, you look at footy players, like fucking Dele Alli tweeted when he was 14 and he got fucking ridiculed for it. I'm like, lad, he was a 14-year-old little virgin with no hairs on it. Leave him alone.
It's just one of them, lad. Like, he's playing up to the cameras and he's saying stuff for attention. It doesn't make it right, and what he's saying still shouldn't be getting said, especially not publicly. But it's an act, lad.
I think it's where you genuinely stand in society and what your mentality is. Going back to what Gary said about elite mentality, if you can look at him and you can listen to what he's saying, and let's take out the 70% bullshit that he's saying and put it up to the cameras and the whole misogyny side of stuff. But if you can sit down and see what he's saying about men's mental health, what you need to do in the world, and what you, because our society is soft, in my opinion, it really is.
Oh, it has
and
got
this
to
is a
point.
society that grew up on like Family Guy and American Dad and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? We are soft.
It's just mad.
So it's where you stand on it. If you can, where I said I'll happily sit with him for a month and learn off him. If you can have that mentality to be like, actually, you've got a point. You need to be disciplined. You need to stand up for yourself. It's all good saying, I need help, but if you're not fixing it yourself.
So there's been an incident. We went on to a little bit. We were speaking about school football teams. Because I went to school in Prescott, we said that kids in school wore barrister wigs. I smacked the table thinking I was funny, going, oh, yeah. And I may have knocked the wire out the mixing board, which means we've lost 15 minutes of footage. So if you're wondering why there's been a mad jumping conversation, it was my fault. Moving swiftly on.
Danny's ADHD kicked in rapid there, didn't it?
It kicked in. It kicked in.
That's what you get for going to school.
He's been feeding his kids sugar today, by the way.
I'm just in a great mood. It's
the two Mackey's Cokes that he had.
It's the two
That's what it was.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's a little grafter.
So we were in the Mackey's, right? And I had
apparently they were doing 2 for 1 on the Cokes. You could have an
I said
2 for 50.
2 for a nift on Coke. Right, so we've been in the Mackey's before, and I had too much of my dinner, so I felt sick, and it'd been roasting. It was like 27 degrees, so I didn't want to get nothing to eat, and I didn't have any money. So I was like, I'm just going to get a Coke, I need a drink. So I went in, ordered a Coke, and the girls just put a Coke down on the counter, so I thought, well, that's mine. So I went over and picked it up, I was order number 10. And then 5 minutes later, I drank half this Coke, and she went, order number 10, and put a Coke down. So I just went, oh dear. Went and fucking grabbed the other Coke, and then just walked out and sat in the car going,
every man for themselves, though, lad.
Do you know what, though? I've never seen anyone panic more in my life than you.
I know.
You were stood next to him, back against the counter.
Like, they had a sip out of.
No, they wouldn't. That's the point.
Do you know what was more asked about? If someone come over and went,
Danny's ass fell out over Maggie's.
You were stood with your back against the counter, like, are they looking?
No, because I was more asked if someone come over and went,
hey, someone took my Coke.
Oliver Twist, please, sir. Can I have some more? Oh, Oliver over there, dickhead.
Well, it is what it is.
It's heavy. Someone's got a meal there on delivery and not got a Coke.
The Coke's gone. So is that 15 minutes of footage. We move on.
We move.
We soldier on.
That's karma, that, Dan. That's karma.
It is. So recap. Andrew Tate.
You'd be a great PT. You'd be a great PT, but not a good role model for young men.
He's about as right wing as Trent, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's about as right wing as Trent.
I reckon he's secretly behind with the rent, you know.
Honestly. If there's one thing...
I reckon he is.
He's
gotta be like... I reckon he's a closeted fucking...
Honestly, if there's one thing him and Hitler have got in common, they were both great for the right wing.
That's the mad thing, though, because we said that he's worth 250 million. He won't have anywhere near that in the bank. He probably have less than $1 million in the bank.
I think money, right?
He won't have a lot in the bank.
All these like fucking billionaires and that's a nice segue because something I wanted to talk about as well, right? Hey, all these millionaires, like, they couldn't go to the bank and just withdraw all the money.
Can't?
No way, right?
Hey,
home and bargain, right? Or home bargains, what do you call it?
Home and bargain, obviously.
Home and bargain.
Home and bargain, yeah, right.
The silent end.
Fella who owns it, he's a Scouser.
Yeah.
Like, he lives in Wootton Village.
Is he?
Do you know how much he's worth?
Go on.
Home bargains, right? How much is he worth?
I'd say 20-30 mil.
No, what?
well, more
Each
than
store's
that,
probably worth 20-30
Well,
mil.
Sorry, lad.
Is it
Probably
only
about
in
a
the
billion.
UK?
It's only in the UK.
It's only in the
About
UK.
a billion, nah, maybe a bit more.
All right,
500
let's say
500 mil.
Let's say,
Net worth,
I
Bethesda.
reckon
500 mil.
75 to 80 mil.
What? Could be
I'm
well
saying
more
a
than that.
solid
Go on, lad.
130.
How much is he worth, Matty?
I'd
I'm
say
saying 500.
130
Lad, there's a home and bargain on every corner.
4.3 billion.
See?
3 billion.
Lad, he's till
Billion?
the
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Billion.
You've got to think
How
about the
much-
finance
Joe,
power.
I didn't know it was
How mad
Scouser
that
owned
is,
it.
he makes that much coin from just selling shit.
Yeah.
And he
Literal
started by like selling shit that Asda didn't want. So like stuff that Asda couldn't get rid of, and all that he started like buying off them on the cheap and
That's how
selling
we
it.
started, yeah.
So you know,
Yeah, later.
so his house, do you know Woolton? Well,
Well,
so,
yeah.
Do you know where the elephant is in Woolton?
Yeah.
Do you know if you're coming like from the 5 ways and you come up the roundabout by like Netherton,
Yeah.
and not Netherton, Netherley, there's like a big massive house there. It used to be a hotel. It's his house. He's bought it. It was an old hotel.
He
and it's his
went,
house.
these houses aren't big enough.
I need
want
a hotel.
Yeah,
Because
fair play.
a lad in our work, I think it's his niece or something, goes to college with his daughter, and they're dead close. So they're on holiday at the minute on his yacht in the fucking Mediterranean. Imagine that.
I'd rather be in Liverpool.
What would you do with what would you do if you had 4.3 bill? Though,
I'd be
lad?
found dead in a pool full of fucking cocaine.
I'd buy an island, mate. I'd buy an island, mate. How much is an island?
How much is it?
Buy
Depends.
islands.
How much is an
You
island?
can buy
Depends.
islands in the Cayman
100
Islands for like
mil, isn't it?
15 grand.
Yeah, you can buy shithead islands that are uninhabitable,
Yeah,
lad.
They're only
It's just
little.
a bit of...
Someone shot me an island.
Hey, lad, talking about islands though, have you seen the...
Stephen Ireland, that former City player.
Yeah, have you seen the floodplain prediction for the UK by the year 2050?
No.
Lad, all of like Southport's underwater.
Norwich is underwater in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
We could lose a
Deserved.
Southport and no one would notice, you know, fuck them.
They're selling
Right.
houses on the coast, aren't they, for like a
If you
pound?
watch him
Yeah.
from Southport,
Auf Wiedersehen.
Toodle pip.
See you Monday, you little
I'd say it's
dickheads.
been nice knowing you, but it
Now, to be
smells
fair, that
weird.
does trigger me because they do call themselves Scousers and they're far from it.
Yeah, they're not Scousers.
Isn't the
Where are you
postcode
from,
like
Sophie?
PR9 or something?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about it?
Yeah, it's a kind of-
PR9, no.
I'll buy an island, me. I'm
Yeah,
happy with
I-
that.
Go on,
would.
James, let me come and visit when you buy this island.
I will.
What would you call the island, James?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good question. If you own
Hammersville.
If you
That's a-
owned
that's a
your
sick
own
shout.
island,
Hobbitsville. That'd be mine.
if you
Little
owned your
Giants,
own
the Lord of the
island,
Rings.
Little
Serious
dicks, big
question.
ears, big Fringeville.
serious question. If you owned your own island, what
To be
would you
fair,
call
he's got a
it?
decent sized dick.
That's me Tinder bio, that, by
He's
the
got a
way.
decent sized Joey, by the way.
Nice one. Every bit. Every bit.
Disclosure,
Remember that.
right? Disclosure for the audience, right?
Daddy's not chewed me off, by the way.
We're not gay,
a couple of weeks,
I've
ago,
seen his
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, right? We were in our interval, and Matty went for a toilet break, so I burst into the bathroom with my phone, and I was like, "Was that no? But you dick away." And he was laughing. I just hovered above his head with my phone and got a video of his Joey in his hand. It was funny, like.
Put your dick away. I'm gonna figure out how you would you rather, you know. Because I think sometimes splitting up. It's oversized.
Yeah,
from size,
like with 2 hands.
Yeah, it's
It was like a
oversized. from
finance
size, like.
hose.
He was accidentally zoomed in.
Yeah.
I want to actually know if you owned your own island, what would you call it? Serious question.
I don't know.
No.
It depends what you do on the
Pen
island.
Island. Penis Land.
That's a Christmas cracker, that.
Fair
That's
play.
on the back of a penguin bar, that, isn't it? Yeah.
I hope not, like kids eat them. Penguins not penises.
No, but I just say that all the innuendos on Disney for kids back in the day. Like, surely
Lad.
penguin would have been a
Yeah.
bit.
What would you
My
call your own
Pocahontas
island?
was a slag.
What would you call your own island, James?
I don't know. It depends what it's used for.
Okay, you
It is, it
you live in
depends.
there.
Sex trafficking.
You and a few of your mates.
And cocaine.
You and a few of your mates.
A lot of
You
cocaine.
live there. You just chill there. What are you calling it?
Shutter Island at this point.
That's weird.
Yeah.
What would you call yours?
Epstein's Island.
I call mine.
I'm visiting your island. We can be neighbours.
Yeah, sure.
What are you calling it?
Danschwitz.
Danschwitz. Wow, this has got dark.
You're never allowed out.
Yeah.
You can come in, but don't
We're
get a
not allowed an
shower.
island at this point.
Have you ever watched the movie Battle Royale?
Nah,
Lad, right,
I
you
played
need,
Warzone.
wait, there is
it's
it?
an old one. You need to get on it, right? It's like, so people got. I'm not
Is it
going
where
to
you
tell
go
the
to a
full movie.
dinner?
So no, so they're on like they get put on like an island, right? They're all on an island, and they've all got like this tag on their ankle. Basically, not a screen, right? They've all got a tag on their ankle,
Tomato.
and
You know what I mean?
Tomato.
they've got like do challenges or kill each other, and if they don't do it by a certain time, their ankle tag like explodes and they die. So like they're all it's like set against each other. It's heavy. You need to watch
That's
it.
Is that
sick,
the one
that.
on the phone where the phone like gives them a challenge?
No,
Or is
that's
that
Nerve.
Nerve, lad. That's a
that
heavy
is a sick
film.
film. That.
That's a heavy
So they
film.
enter in a competition, and then as soon as you enter, you get all these dares to do, and you get this like kind of leaderboard, and
You
if
get
you're
money,
lower on the
yeah.
leaderboard, you fucked, you're dead.
Really?
And you enter in, you win all this money and stuff, and then there's a big final, but then people are trying to take it down, and
Yeah.
it's pretty.
But it's
good.
like
got,
challenges, like make someone crash the car or like fucking, I don't know, stab someone. Do you know,
Sounds like a
proper-
hard game at the end of the
What's,
podcast.
what's,
It does,
what's
though.
James Franco's brother, isn't it?
Oh, the one who's in the
Now
fucking...
You See Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now You See Me's heavy, lad.
Heavy
It's
film.
a heavy
If
film.
you
to be
could
fair.
play one part in any film that's ever existed, what part would you want to
lad.
play?
Holes.
Oh, that was a sick film back in the day.
I'd love to play Jack in Titanic just to see if he really could get on that piece
Lad,
of
that
ice.
Lad, he could have got on that
Lad,
door.
do you know what I mean?
There was
'Cause
a
lad,
She was a
room.
dickhead.
Lad, she
She
was
was
a
an
rat.
old school feminist.
Full round to Andrew Tate. Stand up for yourself, mate,
Stand
and
up,
kick here.
slap that bit. No,
What?
but that's
You've
a
only
true
met
thing.
her on the boat. I would have been like, oh, do us a
Literally,
favour, girl.
bro.
Just fucking bang, elbow her ass.
She
That's
made
a
a
true
show
thing.
of you. Get him out.
That's
Get
a
it
true
out.
thing, though. Just go back to sort of Tate reviews and stuff. The way that...
Andrew
I can't help it.
Andrew
Titanic.
What do you think of Rose?
The biggest disasters in human history.
Watch where I'm going.
Well, Andrew Tate had a point.
Who got off first on the Titanic? Women and kids first. The men had to stay on board.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah, but
lad,
that's
still the same nowadays.
No, but that's it. If you go back in that day, yeah, if you
I'd
go
class as a kid anyway.
would you
No,
want babies
you
to
should-
die?
No, but let me go with the kid.
No,
to pick.
use
Stay
your
on
brain,
board.
lad. Okay, use your brain, right? They're reproducing, you're not.
To be fair, though, they
Without
can't
me, they're not reproducing fuck all.
Listen. If it's without anyone in this room, it's fucking me. I've got 4 kids.
Man, he is just
You're
he is
firing
balls
blanks.
Ready for
Honestly,
action.
lad, you
Lad.
must have. I reckon you've got the most cum out of anyone ever.
I
Yours
just
is
look,
just like
I just
glue.
look at me
Just
babe.
that
She's
thick.
pregnant. It is.
Like
Comes out 199, eh? Do you want a flake in that kid?
My piss is like them aloe vera drinks with all the chunks in.
His piss comes out like hand wash. Just
And not the anti-back stuff that dries itself. No.
it just stays.
It just
forever.
sticks. It just sticks.
What's that flow called where like it seems like the water's not moving when you're seeing it?
The flow.
Like when like
I'm still on what he
when you
said,
like burst the
skip me.
pool or something,
99 hour hand wash.
the water's coming out and it doesn't look like it's moving. Oh, that fucking.
Oh, lad, I'm on it when it freezes. Do you mean
It
that
looks
quick?
like it's frozen, but
Yeah,
it's
I've
actually
seen
flowing.
them, I've seen
I
them,
forgot I was
yeah.
going to say something fucking jizz
Yeah.
looked like. Just solid.
Yeah, you killed it.
Listen, lad, I've killed it so many times. Like, yeah. It happens.
Just
lad.
like me, half fella.
Look at it, bringing him up for sympathy.
Bringing it up again.
Nah, honestly though, if you could play a part in any film ever, you've said Jack and
Nah.
Titanic because you're a closet gay. What would you say?
Woody.
Heath Ledger's Joker.
I've got nice clothes in the
Okay.
closet.
That's a shout.
Okay.
That's a shout.
That's a shout.
Like my mum was on point. Psychotic,
Nah,
but he
I've got
was
it.
on point
If you
with
said
I've got
everything
it,
he
man.
did.
I am legend, Will Smith.
Yay.
Nah, you wouldn't say
No, lad.
You can't
I'm not in the
change.
closet anymore.
You can't change.
You
You're
I've got
on
me
the
clubber.
Titanic.
in that
You're
scene at the
freezing.
front where you're old and she's like,
Yeah, lad, yeah. I am legend.
But she's holding Matty with
Baloo in the Jungle Book. Yeah. Matty's like that, me co-star in The Borrowers.
Who would you play if you could be in any film ever?
Baloo in the Jungle Book.
Fair play,
Oh,
you know.
shout.
No. Who would I play? Who would I play? Do you know what? Ooh.
While Gary thinks of his answer, comment below who you play in any film that's ever existed.
Honest though, I've been watching Avatar recently for the
No.
second one that's coming out in
No.
December, right? No, but not a part. You think?
Nah, the
I fell-
storyline's
I
good.
fell asleep at the picture.
The storyline's good, lads. The
Loads of
storyline's
mad
sick.
movies. It's
It's
mad
too
because
long.
there's some serious ones and there's some heavy ones.
It's too long.
Like Wolf
I
of
think.
Wall Street's fucking berserk.
Yeah, it's
I was literally going to say I'd want to play his part just so I could be near Margot Robbie. That's it. And he's got to see it.
I like
and that
your
scene
thinking.
wasn't done in one take.
Yeah.
There's been multiple takes to see Margot Robbie.
I haven't seen
If you
someone
watch
look
it-
so similar to Margot Robbie. Fancy
Yeah.
Margot Robbie so much.
He's just
It's almost
morphing.
incest,
He's just
isn't it?
morphing into it. And that's his
I
model
just so I
as
can look
well.
in the mirror and have a wank lad. That's all it is. I love her so much. That was so inappropriate to say, Margot. I'm only messing.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
If you're watching,
Yeah.
If you are watching,
I
then
just want to
say
sound like Matthew McConaughey. I just love his little whistle.
all right.
Alright.
What's he say?
I reckon I could play
any.
any part Owen Wilson's ever played.
Yeah, you could.
Wow.
Well, you need a
What's
big
he say?
fucking-
Oh wow,
fucking
that's
nose.
it. Wow.
I love Owen Wilson.
Everyone can do that one. Wow.
I love. What? Yeah, I'm asking a few little questions here. Just little quick fire ones.
go on.
Pew, pew,
What's-
pew.
What's not? Would you play the part? But what's your favourite part anyone's ever played in any? And it can be comedy, it can be like series,
Ooh.
films, whatever.
Ooh.
Cut this waiting out if you want. Everyone have a proper finger in this one.
Because like there's fucking Steve Carell in fucking The Office. I think his character in The Office is incredible. There's loads.
Ricky Gervais in Afterlife was heavy.
Yeah,
he was so real, lad.
See,
Like that was 90% Ricky Gervais,
I
lad.
don't like Ricky Gervais.
Whoa!
I don't
like his stand-up. I like him.
I'm with you on that in terms of I can't watch his stand-up anymore. But like when he does like the Golden Globes and he just tears the ass out of everyone, I love that. But I love Afterlife.
Yeah, Afterlife,
brilliant.
It's home at the right time for so many people, lad, I think.
I can't watch Derek or whatever it is. I can't watch that.
That's too sad for me.
Doesn't do it for me.
I don't find
that's
that.
too sad.
I think the UK Office, right, and this is an opinion I might disagree with, right?
It's better than the American.
Get on this. So
I think the same,
UK Office is miles better. It's so much funnier, but the reason
100%.
the US one's so
100%.
much more popular is because there's so much more of it.
Yeah.
Viewership,
The UK Office is better than the American one.
100%,
I just love
lad.
Steve fucking Carell.
But like the only reason that's so much more popular, the US one, is because there's such more of an infancy of it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And there's more people watching in America.
Just while we're on the theme of like movies and all that, I can't remember which one it's in, but it's in one of the Fast and Furious scenes. Have you seen the scene they keep in with The Rock that wasn't scripted?
No.
Oh, when
he walks
past.
When he's walking up and
he calls him bald, doesn't he?
yeah, and he goes, hey,
Yeah.
he says something about him, like he says something about like lock your doors or put the food away or something, and he says something about having a big fat bald head. And like it wasn't scripted, and Ludacris fucking spits like juice everywhere, lad, like he's in bits from it.
Yeah,
And they've kept it in. It's funny that way, innit?
I reckon if we're going back to the question, my favourite character in any TV show, and it's going to be a sitcom because I watch them more than anything. Have you ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Lad, Dennis.
Wow.
Dennis.
Shout.
Lad, he's hilarious, lad. He plays a proper sociopath so well.
So are you talking about casting wise? What's been the perfect
Like,
casting?
just like
What's that
when you
autistic
watch
doctor
something-
series?
Oh, the Good Doctor?
Lad,
that's
that's a
incredible.
lad. He plays that so well.
Yeah.
Lad. Who plays it, lad? It's the kid who's off Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, innit?
Yeah,
lad. The kid off Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. plays this.
Chocolate.
Charlie and the
Chocolate
I love some chocolate.
It's like I'm chewing wasps and I try and speak sometimes, innit?
Fucking, do you know what? There's a clip on our Instagram where they're saying I look like Macaulay Culkin, and someone goes, I think it's Bobby, goes, you two look like Macaulay Culkin, you know, and he goes, yeah, he does look like Macaulay McCutcheon.
This is my moment.
It's like I'm like visually dyslexic.
He done it in the car before. He went to say Chipolata sausages with Chipotle sausages.
Jay can't even laugh because he felt the same.
Do not help me.
He missed me off.
I told you that in confidence. They didn't even hear
I was
that.
getting ganged
They
up on
were
James
vibing
on
to
the
the
back.
beat. You're on
He's
the
like,
back,
he
you
goes to Subway, gets a meatball marinara, go gives one them fucking chipolata sauce there. Because that chipolata sauce on there.
I thought they both called the same thing.
In bear
Both
confidence.
called the same thing.
I whispered to
Chipotle.
him, don't worry.
Don't worry, lad,
I
I've got you.
You two didn't hear it. How dare
And
you?
he's cute.
How dare you?
Aren't you? Cute, lad.
love you.
Little fringe buddies in the back. Little minge fringe.
If anyone's got a minge fringe, it's me, lad. My hair looks like two flaps, lad. It's fucking disgusting.
Your hair's
He's
finished,
trimming,
lad.
lad.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
What are you going to end up doing with your ex? Yours like the in-between at the minute.
It looks like the in-between is the whole cast.
I'm just growing.
There's a hybrid.
Oh, you are.
No, but are you
You
planning
look
on
like
growing it? Growing it?
the dead prostitutes in Afterlife.
I'm just fucking.
Viewers down below comment whether Danny should grow his hair or get it cut.
I'm doing it anyway.
Lad,
I'm not letting them decide what I
lad,
look like. I'm doing it
Danny's
anyway.
just
you've gotta
promised
come
me.
on like fucking
Because if
what?
they're watching this, they're horrible. So I'm not letting them
To
decide.
be fair, you should do
They'll
a
say
poll.
skinhead on
You've gotta
Momo.
get
Do
it
a
braided,
poll on
lad.
your Instagram, yeah.
No,
Do a
but I'm
poll
not
on
letting
your
people who
Instagram.
watch this podcast
Do you know what?
decide how I appear.
If this
Lad,
podcast gets 10,000 views, we go 10,000 because that's
Lad,
a big lot.
if you-
Danny will get cornrows for the next one.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
He'll come in like a customised wrestler on the
Roast battle, what's his
That's
name?
cultural appropriation. I'm not getting cancelled for that shit. You can't come back from
What's the
that.
comedian? Is it something Ross? Is it Bob Ross?
Bob Ross is an artist.
What's
He's the painter.
no? What's the comedian who does bumping mics
Oh, lad, I know who you fucking
and he does like roast battle all the time?
Yeah, I know what you
And,
mean. I know what you mean.
I seen him fucking do a roast battle once, and he had cornrows in. I was like, lad, what are you doing, lad? Let me find it. Bumping mics.
10,000
Would
views.
you ever
I
get
will share
cornrows
the
for
shit
laugh,
out
no?
of that.
I would do, but I'd get
How can you shoot
I'd
them,
get
lad?
Bob Ross.
fuck
That's the
off.
Nazi paper.
It's the same thing.
No, lad, hold on.
Jeff
having
Ross
a
it
short
is.
back and sides are not the same as cornrows.
Do you know what?
tomato, tomato.
Just one
That's
big
like
braid.
having an afro is the
One
same
big
as having a
braid.
fucking... Having an afro is the same as having a comb over.
Sure, back in the leg he went, just fucking nowhere. Like,
Short back and the leg he went. Honestly, man, it's fucking...
Right, is it time for...
What are we on there, time-wise?
We've done 18 minutes. How
Right.
long did we have
So,
before it cut off?
we've got like
We've got 50
51
minutes,
good minutes.
quarter.
We're on about 50 minimum.
Yeah, and it's quarter past 9.
Anyone has the price? Roll the intro.
It's time for everyone has their price. Find out if you're nasty or nice.
So, in work today, I had a bit of a busy day, so I only prepped 4.
That's
So I'll
more
reel the
than
4 off, and if you want to fucking throw any in, you can.
Nah, 4'll do.
Exactly. Let me get a burp out. Tastes like pure jizz.
It's like a 3 out of 10.
Tastes like
Yeah, it was a terrible burp. That was a wet one, though. I can feel water coming, so I didn't want to
acid
release it.
reflux, like.
Yeah, you know
Disgusting,
this.
innit?
I've got terrible GERD as well.
What the
Like,
fuck's
some
GERD?
GERD,
Jeez,
it's
what
an
is
it's an
GERD?
abbreviation, so my stomach muscles aren't tight enough, right? So
Shit.
all my acid just flies back up my esophagus, right? But I overproduce acid in my stomach as well, so it just burns all my esophagus. Oh lad, I've got a story, right? So
What a healthy man,
yeah, and I drink Red Bull all the time, so I'm
He's an
finished.
athlete.
But I got a letter, so I had to have a camera.
Male form looks like.
I had to have a camera like up my nose, right? So I went and they just put up your nose into your throat, and it was sound. So I was like, yeah, sweet. Then I got a letter through saying you need to go and have the proper one down your esophagus, and I was like, they said, do you want to be what's the word? Sedated. Do you want to be sedated?
Yeah.
Do you want sedation or not? If you want to be sedated, you need to bring someone with you because you're going to be fucking out of it to take you to and from the hospital. If you don't want sedation, you can come on your own. And I had no one to take me at the time. Like, my babe was in work and she don't think she drove. Or did she drive? I don't know. Anyway. And I went, I'll go on my own. It's sound. I've had one up the nose. I'm easy. I've got it. So I went. And it goes into this room, right? Puts me in the little gown. Lies me in the fetal position on the side, right? And I've got a decent gag reflex. You've seen me deep throat bottles. You've seen me deep throat bottles on the pod, right? So I'm lying there.
Why do you think it
And
is?
there's a nurse.
Video, you know, that was
There's a nurse with a hand on my head like that, right? And then this doctor pulls out this camera, and this camera was like the width of that microphone, but the length of that fucking boom arm, right?
Nick on.
And I was like, what's that? And she was like, this is the camera. And she was like, try not gag. And I was like, okay, yeah, sound. I was like, I've got this, right? So she starts going in, and I'm sweating, and this nurse is just wiping sweat off my head, right? And I was like, nah, I'm sweetie, yeah. And then that was it. I couldn't stop. I was just going,
Oh, lad.
like that, right? Aggressively barking, right? Because I had this fucking microphone in my mouth. I couldn't close my mouth to like try and control the bark. And the doctor was going, stop barking! And I'm like, I'm crying! And she's like, stop barking! And I'm like crying.
What's that little Britain sketch where he just keeps barking?
Lad,
Like that when he
crying.
spears all over.
I was crying, and then all this brown fluid started coming up and everything, right? And the doctor was getting pissed off, and she had to take samples of my esophagus, right? So she's trying to like snip little fucking samples off. And next minute she just went, this is the exact word, she went, for fuck's sake. And I just went, that doesn't sound well, does it?
Oh,
I was like, so she aborted, pulled this camera out, and she was like, I've cut you now. You're going to have to come back and get sedation because I'm going to have to like burn to cauterize the fucking wound or whatever and then do the test again.
excuse
So I had to go with the recovery.
Fucking do it now.
Phone me bed and be like, you got to come up, I've got to get sedated because I failed because I was barking. But lad, I was crying, I was apologising to this nurse. She was like stroking me head like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Lad, I can
So what,
feel
she
that
cut
in my
your
throat,
insides?
you know.
Yeah,
Effectively.
snip me esophagus, yeah. Anyway.
And did she say he's come back in a week?
No, I had to come back 3 hours later.
Oh, I thought you said come back in a week. I know, a week.
No,
He's gonna be
bleeding.
dead.
I'll be dead, yeah. No.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Listen, don't trust anything that bleeds for a week and doesn't die. Andrew Tate's quote there. Right, everyone has their price. 250 smackaroonies available to you, £250,000, right? Every time someone says your name for the rest of your life.
Okay.
No matter where you are. So like you could be in this room and just go, hey Jay.
Does context not matter? It's just every time your name gets
Every
said.
time your name gets said, hey James, right? You just got to throw a finger up your ass.
Lads,
Yeah.
I'd do that.
But no matter where you are, you could be in work.
Oh.
You could be in work, right?
How
And
much
your
do you get
boss.
every time?
No, so it's just
Or just-
250 grand
just
one off,
250
but for the
upfront.
rest of your life. So £250,000 one off payments. Every time someone goes, hey Danny, in work, you just gotta go, yeah, one sec. Right in front of them.
I feel like over time, because your name gets said multiple times a day, I feel like over time that would cause some damage. I'm actually going to say no.
It's 250
I'd
grand.
do it, me.
For the
lad,
rest of your
fuck
life,
it.
that's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Doesn't feel too bad.
But you're, how old are you now?
Feels all right.
24, how old are you?
23.
Lad, you've got a long way to go in life,
Yeah.
haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Like fingering your ass
I'd
all
do
the
it, me,
time.
lads.
Like,
fuck it.
lads, imagine,
15,
imagine,
20, 30
lad,
times a day.
imagine your ma's passed away and the priest goes, well, Danny, like to give a speech, and you go, yeah, just 1 second, lad. Give your Mars corpse a bacon muzzy.
That was mine and my mum's handshake. That's what we used to always do.
Then what are you going to say when you're in work?
You and your man used to finger each other's bullet
That's the
holes.
only way out of it. I'd do it,
You
me.
use your head there. Say yes. Buy yourself an island. Fuck off. No one's there.
Lad,
You saw
Jay's
I
on
like
it.
him, you know. I like how he thinks.
Sure.
Yeah, it's almost like you've got a degree, Jay, innit?
Just fingering your ass in front of monkeys.
I'd do it, me.
I'll just get a
Yeah,
parrot
I
and
would.
teach you to say your name.
You
Just
say
flies
your own
over.
name, you fucking baby.
Coming all over the gaff.
Gary,
Daddy,
Gary,
yeah.
Gary, oh, yeah,
With a GoPro on its chest, we can have a wank on. Sound.
Next.
Right. 500 bags.
Ooh.
Moolah.
Is it out in town at one of the fucking Studio Funk events, right?
Ah.
Yeah.
Almost like
Final.
94's on the 17th
You know
of
this.
September.
You need to get down there, by the way. Good night. Yeah. You're out with the boys, the box of toys, the lids, the compadres, right? You're all having a drink. He's got a bottle each, bottle of your choice. I imagine you're going to be more Star of Primer or something.
Nah, do you know what?
No.
They had me first pint of Star Panama the other night, and
Quite
it's been
disappointing.
overrated. It's nice, but it's nice for the first half the pint, and then after it, you're
I
like,
like a Moretti, mate.
all right.
Minetti.
Good Moretti.
You know, but it's got to be a bottle, not a pint. You're going to have
Ooh,
a
a
bottle.
bottle be
Peroni.
not
Peroni.
nah.
Corona.
Nah. Do you know
Desperado.
what? Bottle of fucking, what's it called, lads?
Smirnoff Ice.
No, lad, nah, it's
UKD.
Angelo Peretti.
Ooh.
Very nice beer.
Nah, I go Peroni, yeah.
Peroni,
I go
Angelo
bottle,
Peretti, what do you want?
I don't drink beer.
Oh,
Oh,
lad.
we'll
it's gotta-
just say a beer.
Wow.
For this question, it's got to be a glass bottle, so what do you?
Give me a Heineken.
Voss
Heineken.
water.
Give me a Heineken.
Yeah. Voss,
Someone
Voss,
watches the
Voss.
Champions League
Right.
pussy.
Water.
So you're out.
Whatever you.
You're out, you got your fucking bottle in your hand, you're drinking it, right? For 500 bags, you've just got to bite the top of the bottle and start scranning the
No.
glass.
Yeah, lads.
Just like,
I don't think you'd... Would you?
No,
I don't
You
think
wouldn't
you'd
die, but your mouth would be fucked
No.
up, mate.
Yeah, then I just
Nah.
get new teeth.
not a chance.
Like
Then
10 grand.
you've got to go to the doctors or the dentist and get every little shard of glass pulled from your gums, your tongue, the inside of your fucking
and then you're going to be
cheeks.
shitting whatever you swallowed out,
No,
and your ass is going to be
die,
ripped to
not
shreds.
doing it. Keep
I
it
don't
out.
think I could do that.
No, I'm not scanning any
I'd
bottle.
try it.
I'd have a nibble.
I'd dabble
When I
in
get
it.
home later, I'm going to say, Mum, and you're
What
going
if
to get
after the
bottles there,
first-
girl.
I'd dabble in it, me. I'd
Just dabble. I'd dabble in
But then
glass
what if after the
smashing.
first bite you can't do it and you've got glass in you and you're getting no
Yeah.
dough?
Well, lad, you got to risk it to win.
For the
You know what I
chocolate
mean?
biscuit.
Nah.
You got to risk it to biscuit.
However, stemming off that, have you actually seen the world record for eating a bike?
What?
Someone holds
Was
the
there ever a
world
record previous
No,
to
I
that?
think it
Was that just
no.
the first ever
No,
time
it was
someone
the
ate a
first
bike?
time. Yeah, first time.
Was it my bike? They just ate it whole. They just scranned it whole.
Back in the day, I had a penny farthing. There was a massive wheel. It was fucking a nightmare, lad.
Did they at least cheat and do a unicycle?
No,
Do you have stabilisers?
a full bike. It didn't. No,
A giant with
full,
suspenders.
A full normal size bike. It took him 12 days. He melted it down. All
Oh,
the
that doesn't
metal,
count
cheating.
then.
all the spikes, all the tires, melted down into chewable pieces. So not like it's liquid, chewable
It's metal.
pieces.
How can you
He-
chew metal?
He has touched children.
Yeah,
Yeah, lad.
100.
All
But,
day.
Jay, was there a record ever before that?
I don't know.
Because I'd feel our last on that fella who's ate a bike in the past, and he doesn't even hold the record anymore.
That's a bike for nothing.
He's just that lad who ate a bike.
He's just that dickhead who's second best at eating bikes. Oh my god.
Shit, you lad. Oh, you little bike
That's
eating
on his
dickhead.
tombstone now.
Scram the bike for nothing, lad.
Do you know what? I'll Google that, and if
Why did he
I
kill
do
himself?
come back,
Someone was better than
I'd
him.
swear.
Bananas.
Yeah, no, yeah, staying on the next
Oh
one,
my
yeah.
God.
Fucking hell. I'd do it, me. I'd scan the fucking bottle. Top, whatever you call
I'll
it.
scram that
Really?
bike.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, I'm not
glass
doing the
bottle,
bottle.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing the bottle, lad. Not a
I'm not
fucking
doing it.
Glass is
chip
only sand.
Not a chabance.
Technically.
It's only sand, sir.
It's only
won't
sand.
do
Won't
something.
taste like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
sand,
Won't
it's
it?
glass.
Like, you've got to think, you've just queased off his story about having a camera down his throat and snipping his esophagus.
No, yeah, that's just
You're
a big
having
fucking
shards.
18
Yeah, but you're
inch,
having shards of glass from a bottle down your throat.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Lad, I ripped me
How
gun.
do you
I
think
ripped me
you're
guns
so
apart when I was
500
biting Everton mints.
No, but listen.
I do.
Exactly.
Bad, lad.
Glass has got the same fucking texture as an Everton mint.
No, it hasn't. One's
The
glass.
same-
one's a
You're
mint.
saying you'd scram
It's the
it?
same.
You
One's
can't be on
glass and
board
one's a
with them.
boiled sweet.
You can't be on board with them. You're saying you'd scram it.
Oh, you can sell you
I'll
from
do
the
it, yeah.
swan, lad.
I'd do it, mate.
I'm not going anywhere near a glass bottle with my tooths.
My tooth.
I can't even stand the
I'd
people who
say
can
it.
open a bottle.
If you open your
Yeah.
bottle with your
can't-
mouth, you
can't
need
stand
section
it.
and you feel like a
I used to
psychopath.
do it when I was younger, and I chipped half a tooth and I just left it there. Now.
Honestly,
Feeling that?
people do it. And I'm like, use a weirdos.
Keen
You
men.
You belong on Duck Dynasty, you fucking hillbilly bastards.
Next
Alright,
question.
moving into it. Halloween back in the day when you were a child. when you were youth,
Mm-hmm.
bambino.
How old are we talking? It's
Just a fucking child.
6, 7.
I'd
You-
say 14.
Yeah,
Do we
the
still
game
go
of
trick or
duck
treating?
apple.
Okay,
Oh,
so we still
I
go
used to
trick
go
or
Bob
treating.
apple,
Never
duck
playing
apple,
that.
what are we
You got
calling
your
it?
head in the water.
Yeah.
Duck
It's
apple?
duck apple,
Duck
yeah.
Duck apple, yeah,
Duck
duck
apple.
Just to
apple,
push it
right.
to the corner.
What else do you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah, I seen something the other day, it's
Bob
called a
apple.
bob apple.
Nah, it's duck
Yeah,
apple.
duck apple, right.
Duck apple,
Call
yeah.
it Bob Apple.
We're having a game of duck apple in here, right? And someone goes, yeah, boys, it's 50 grand, right? You've got to get.
Is it Clive offering this though?
Yeah, Clive's here, 50
Is
grand,
he in a
right?
costume or has he just got a suit on this time?
Yeah.
Ballet on?
He looks like Scream, right?
Okay.
I feel like Clive's the banker off Deal or No Deal.
He
You've
is,
got to
though.
get.
Do you know, we just don't see him.
You've got
He just offers dough.
You've got to successfully get 5, right? But instead of apples, it's onions, and instead of water, it's your ma's piss.
How much though?
50 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy.
You've got to go
Yeah,
into the
of
bucket of your
course.
ma's
Is the
piss and
piss
grab
warm
onions.
or cold?
Yeah, fresh. Like it's just past her.
Give me that
her
50
canal.
grand and I'll
Does she
scan
drink a lot of
the
water
onions.
or is she straight like...
No,
Pineapple
she's been,
busy drinks?
she's been on.
Proper Lucas Aid
She's
piss.
been on iron brew for weeks.
Yeah. Nah, I'm
50
still
grand,
doing
I'd do it. I'll just close my eyes, close
Lad,
my nose, bang.
50 fucking bags,
I
lad.
used to be a pro at duck apple, so I'm taking that.
I'm
It's a
shaking
different
that,
game,
lad.
but yeah, I suppose.
50
you can cross it
grand.
over.
It's a sport.
It's a sport
It
itself.
really is a sport.
Gotta find the stalk, you're good to go.
Find the
Yeah.
store.
We'd all try it. We'd all try it, yeah.
Lad,
I'd
I'm
do it.
giving it a fucking go, lad.
I'm
And if
having
it's
a
over,
well,
at
I'm
least
having a
get
well.
some
All right.
onions.
Do you have to eat the onion after?
No, just get it out the fucking
Okay,
piss,
sound,
innit?
yeah, then I'll do it. Yeah.
Watermelon instead.
It's watermelon.
This week
What
we're
am I
sponsored
saying?
by
What am I
Elf
saying?
Bars.
Watermelon instead.
I know,
It's
sponsored
the
by Elf Bars.
greatest thing of my life.
Have you seen that video of that kid? And he's like, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
I love chipolatas.
Oh yeah, them Chipotle sausages.
Call back. Right, last one I've got then. We're still on the theme of your mother, right?
That was the most formal shout ever.
Still on the theme.
Just still speaking on the theme of your mother.
Yeah. Your mother.
Still on the theme of the female parent.
Yeah, of the parent.
Your birth parent.
Anywho.
100 grand. You've got to put a sheet of cling film over your face and let your ma shit on it.
Yeah, the shit that's touching my face.
Just
cling
put,
film.
you've got to see your ma's bullet hole.
Can you close your
spread.
eyes?
No, your eyes are going to be wide
That's a
open.
different story.
So your eyes are wide open.
That's a
You've got a
different
layer of cling film in front of you.
I'd rather just
Your
shit
ma
on your face,
grabs that. What'd you say?
story. You're a that just shit on me.
I'll go a step further.
She's got to grab her 2 cheeks, right? Proper show you your wow. Right, pull it apart. Oh, wow, yeah.
Why isn't there like a common name for the
Oh, wow.
fanny? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not a fanny,
Like,
it's a
Do
fucking
you know what I mean?
bullet hole.
Fucking man's penis is a dick.
Yeah.
Girls get called every different name, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A fucking kebab.
The ham garage.
The gammon joint.
I was about to say, what did you call it last
The gammon
time I was
joint.
on?
Gammon mallet.
The gammon
Oh,
mallet.
I said that.
Gammon mallet.
What other names can we call them?
Lads, imagine I just fucking...
I said that to
I'm
the
gonna
lads
say
group
it.
chat and
I'm
they
gonna
lost
say
their
that's
The
the
shit.
bit.
snatch.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna go. Can I park my gammon mallet in your ham garage?
Some girls' fannies looks like Vecna off fucking Stranger Things, don't it? Just taking you to,
Yeah,
just
lads,
taking you to the other side,
Take
man.
it to the upside
To the
down.
upside down,
lad.
lad.
Your dignity.
I love it. Topic of your mum. Now we're on your fanny. Looks like Vecna.
My fanny.
Not your fanny, but you
got a
know,
vagina?
your man's.
Your man's?
Your man.
Have I just gone through a sex
Your
change?
ma's box is ruined, lad.
Oh, lad, don't lad. She's had like fucking 18 kids. Lad.
Lad, your ma.
Banged out 2 in 5 minutes, lad. You're
Lad,
mad.
Yours fine.
Lad, your ma's.
Born 5 minutes apart.
4 minutes apart. That's
Lad,
Lad, at the end of
Listen, lad,
that,
it's like
lad.
bullet trains in Japan.
At the end of that
Coming
labour.
out like Smarties out of the
lad,
tube.
at the end of that labour, lad, your ma's box looks like the south side of fucking Ukraine, lad. It
Oh,
was ruined,
I
lad.
was about to
It
say,
looked like Kiev now.
Yeah.
mine and our Tom's is 20 minutes. So
the
I thought my
cancellations
mum
and reading
sound.
it.
4 minutes. Fuck that,
For,
mate.
how long was you? Sorry.
20 minutes.
Because you were stuck your fucking...
How's
your
I
man
said
just-
4 minutes.
Hey,
Did your man have a
because he was
cover or
stuck the
something?
fucking...
This kid can wait till tonight. He's taking a piss.
Because the
Hold
midwife
on,
was...
Coddy's on.
God, he's so
The midwife was just throwing
Welcome back
veg
in,
oil on
mate,
your
there.
ma's dinner to get you
Oh,
out.
I don't.
Coming
What's
out
the
from the
question anyway?
coming
Yeah,
out
so
from the
cling
upside down.
film on your face. Your ma's got to spread her ass cheeks and just like shit on it and then sit on it and rub it in your face. So you've got to watch your ma squat and
I'm not
shit.
taking that, mate.
Like my ma's got a proper moody ass beard, I imagine. Like
Come on.
Imagine
The way
you've
that you
seen-
had to change that, the way you
Imagine,
said that,
yeah,
then
imagine.
I
You've
imagine.
seen it.
Listen,
Flashbacks. I
so
imagine.
listen, so I've heard.
I've seen my ma get fucking slaughtered a few times. Like I've probably stumbled across. Hey, talking about my ma again, right? Lad, right?
Talking about me mother.
Lad, get on this, right? A couple of years ago now, I went down to see my ma in the summer. And she was doing a bit of gardening in the front. And there was like 5 half fellas from the street standing at my ma's fence talking to her. And I was like...
I've seen that video.
I was like, why the half fellas? Why the half fellas? What's this?
I can see the video. This fella done a dance for the candy. The candy's got the arms and legs. It's just a little nugget spinning around.
Oh no,
Hey.
it's so cute.
Hey, have you seen that video from the wedding venue? And they do a first dance and the bride's in the wheelchair.
Work like
And
they
the
used
DJ
to.
plays that.
Oh, lad, don't.
Right,
What
so
a guy.
so got to my ma's, right?
Yeah.
My ma's in the front garden. There's like 5 half fellas from the street all standing like on my ma's fence, pure talking to my ma. And I was like, why are all the half fellas talking to my ma? She was doing gardening in a bikini and one of her tits was just hanging out. All these half fellas were just pure beasting off my ma's little floppy Nelly, lad.
Floppy Nelly.
Like a
Did anyone else? Did anyone else's ma? Did anyone else's ma
Floppy
on
Nelly on the
holiday?
beat.
On holiday, get her tits out while
That's
on the beach.
your man.
Lad in Spain.
Lad,
Yeah, lad,
Nope.
that's no, but lad,
lad is man gets the Nelly's out on tube.
oh, is that it?
I'll link mine
I
in this
remember, lad, we
podcast.
went-
Yeah, you'll have a knock at yours.
Lad,
Show
I
Nelly.
Daddy,
I'll have
what
one
did
of
you say?
I'll have a knockers at me door.
Lad, I remember
anyways.
we went to Tenerife lad, years ago, me, my mum, my dad and our kid. I'm fucking...
Proper Scouse way to say that.
Me mum, me dad, and our kid.
Me ma
And my
just-
mum was getting blasted on the balcony.
My mum's just poolside, Chebs out, and I was going,
Yeah,
what
like
are
my
you
mum used to
doing?
do that all the time.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, man.
We're not in Western now, girl. Put them away.
We're not in Kansas anymore. And
Kansas
I was
anymore.
just like, what are you
Don't
doing?
believe what I've seen,
You and a
man.
mother.
Oh no.
If my ma took a top off, though, she'd have to throw them around the back line. They're just like that.
Tie them down like a black belt.
Yeah, sure. She puts
Be like stupendous.
She puts pseudocreme on the fucking greys, man.
Suspenders.
Stupendous.
Chris Eubanks
It's
in
just
play.
called suspendous. Stupendous.
Lad, my vocabulary's on its
What is
ass.
wrong with
Lad.
you? What is wrong with you?
Do you know what to go back?
Tonight, Annie.
Do you know what to go back? I told these, yeah, because I was doing it so bad in the car, saying words the wrong way. I was meant to be born with Down syndrome. Yeah. So.
I was meant to be born with Down syndrome. How were you meant to be born with Down syndrome?
This is a hate crime. Then, no,
The only Down syndrome thing about you, that means.
oh no. So I've got one. We'll just leave that there. All right.
No.
Just a common fact about me.
Elaborate
I
around.
was supposed to be born with Down syndrome.
So I've just got one kidney that's bigger than the other. That's all my mum will tell me anyway. That's all the doctor was willing to say. That's all my mum found out. That's all our kid told me.
That's all our kidney told me.
Oh my god.
I think I didn't get it. I don't know.
I was meant to be born with Down
50-50
syndrome.
right now, mate.
50-50.
What is going on, lads? I was meant to be born with Down. Oh, I've got a
That's a
story.
statement you don't hear every day.
I've already told you this, but I'll tell it for the camera. So I was sat at the dock earlier, and there's been this lad walking.
Someone with Down syndrome?
No. There's been. I'm sitting there, and there's this lad walking towards me, and he's got a snapback on like sideways.
Well, he's stuck in 2008.
A vest top.
And he had a
Oh,
dog with him
shit,
called
wait, I know this
Syndrome and
story.
it jumped on Danny and went, Down Syndrome!
Oh, listen, lad. He's fucking walking towards me.
Did he still have the sticker on the snapback, by the way?
I didn't look for long enough.
Okay.
And he's got this snapback on sideways, a vest top on, fucking 3/4 cargo shorts and a pair of sandals. Like, and I went,
I've lost my job.
I went, fucking hell, that's a weird outfit in it. And then as I looked at him, he was severely disabled. And I just went, it was fucking brother walking mad. And I was just checking in my bag for fucking.
He was looking in his bag. He was looking in his bag for Gochwan's number to get the fashion police out.
I was walking through town with my mate, And there's this fella walking dead, and in hindsight, I should have knew this because he had a full footy kit on and he was like 30.
With shinnies and everything.
He had the captain's armband on.
I've been walking.
He had the training kit on as well.
There's a fella in our work who still has a full footy kit, lad.
This fella's walking in front of me dead slow on a narrow pavement, and I done this loud enough so he'd hear me. I went, fucking hell, you'd walk a bit faster, wouldn't you? And as I walked past him, it looked like that he was Down syndrome.
Oh,
it was Matty.
Do you reckon there'll be Mario's got Wario? Do you reckon there's just a Down syndrome Matty walking around? Watty?
Nathan, it?
Watty Faggot. Do you know my name said backwards is Wet Ham? My name said backwards is Wet Ham.
Oh yeah, Matthew.
Wet Ham.
Yeah.
Flappy Ham.
Flappy Ham returns!
Only the OGs know about Flappy Ham, but lad, Wet Ham's my name.
Flappy Ham.
Oh,
Lord of Attraction, lad, it works.
Goodness.
Lord of Attraction works.
Me.
I reckon it can't get better. than
Anyone
here.
got any
We're
double
calling
A's
it
for
an
Gary?
episode.
I am broke.
It's full
Right.
25 to 10, boys.
Yeah.
We're calling it a night on that. Honestly, if you've sat through this, thank you.
Oh my God.
You are a loyal fan. James, thank you for coming down again.
Thanks for having
This has
me.
been the What's Happening podcast. You've been
Yes.
fucking lovely.
Peace.
Mwah.
Love yous.